that he signed on to the same company. In fact, he came over about, I believe, November or December of 2007, and late January of 2008, I shifted from a base north of Baghdad to Baghdad, where he was. After a few mix-ups, I met him outside the helicopter airport terminal there by the embassy where we both lived. And for several months, I was able to work with Josh. Side by side, we worked in the same trailer. Spent a lot of time together. We faced the same hardships and took the same risks. He took them a little bit more readily than I did. The man was absolutely fearless to the point of insanity. Whether it was misappropriating, whether it was bluffing your way into an embassy to try to get a hold of some friends, or whether it was meeting new people, Josh could do it all. I mean, and there are people from a dozen, at least, different countries that I've had contact telling Josh is gone. I'm all over it. And that was him. He had guts, he'd go anywhere, do anything. And he always was a soldier, even though he wasn't deployed with the unit. I remember one of the worst memory I have of Baghdad. It was during a rocket attack, and he was outside. I was in undercover, and we couldn't get a hold of him. And that, not knowing what had happened to my friend, was the hardest thing for me. I wanted to go out, I wanted to find him. They wouldn't let me, which is good because I'm not trained for such things. And of course, what had Josh done? He had jumped into a bunker with high explosives raining down on our heads, and immediately afterwards climbed out and gone tearing through the rubble and impact sites with the first responders in order to pull out survivors. And as he told me, he would pry into the wreckage and shout U.S. Army before entering. Mostly because you're kind of all deaf in a rocket attack anyway. And that was him. And so I know that you knew him as a son, as a brother, as a friend. And I know that you've known him throughout these last 10 months. I just want to let you know that I will always remember him as it was then. And as I was able to tell him before he died, I'll always remember you with dirt in your hair, flak jacket on your chest, your helmet clipped to your side because you're too darn cool to wear it on your head, and it gets in the way, and fire in your eyes. And that's the way I'll always remember Joshua Howell.
We've just got time for a couple more.
This will be quick. I know Josh since high school. I guess I was looking through all my footage this last week and, going back into the archives, I couldn't find hardly anything. And I had to have something at Josh. I know it's somewhere. And I couldn't find anything. And we were great friends. And he hit me, one Nathan. He was a friend off camera. We met and we really hit it off. I mean, lots of stuff in common. Just recently, in the past 4 or 5 years, I've seen recently, I was notorious for inviting a bunch of people to a midnight premiere of a movie, and no one would show up because it was a midnight premiere. And so, of course, I say, Josh, come on, we gotta do it. Meet me over here. And sure enough, it didn't matter what it was, we were gonna see it. And we even saw it, Superman Returns, and it was a big mistake. But it was great. We were there. It was awesome. And all the, as everyone else said, the cars, the intelligence. I mean, me and Josh have been together for a while, and I have not moved as much as he has. He's really moved a lot. And but that guy, he just had something about him that I would always just say, interesting, wow. And I'm gonna miss that guy. I think we all are. He's dancing with the band in heaven right now. I know, he knew what was going on today. And all of us other youth group people and roommates and whatever have all these stories we could just share about him. And me and him were both messy, very messy people, so we got along great. We're both cluttered, everything. So.
Okay, I'm Josh's aunt from Boston, and people are telling stories about Josh being grown up. And so from our family, once the Hellers were at our house, and David and Josh presented something to our family. I think David was in a red tank top and Josh was in a sort of blue and white tank top. So we just like to do a bit of this for you.
It's very meaningful. It says,
Ready?
I'm Ebenezer Bleezer. I run Bleezer's ice cream store.
There
are flavors in my freezer you have never seen before. 28 divine creations. Sorry, our eyes are... Okay, too delicious to resist. Why not do yourself a favor? Try the flavor from my list. Cocoa mocha macaroni, tapioca, smoked bologna,
checker berry, cheddar chew, chicken cherry, honeydew, tutti frutti stew, tomato, tuna, taco, baked potato, lobster, lychee, lima bean, mozzarella, mangosteen, almond ham,
meringue,
salami,
yam, anchovy, fruit,
pastrami, sassafras, souvlaki, hash,
sukiyaki,
succotash,
butter, pickle, pepper, pickle, pomegranate, pumpernickel, peach, pimento, pizza, plum, something, bubble gum.
Freezer, I run a Bleezer's ice cream store. There are flavors in my freezer I have never tried before.
I just want to tell a quick story about it. In December, I'm always looking for ways to be able to get into Josh's world. Well, he did paintball. And I liked paintball about 20 years ago. But he was going out with his friends, and he said, can you go out tomorrow? This was with his stoma, his nephroscopy, he just wrapped himself up, and they went out paintballing with the same moms. And so I said, look, I have counseling tomorrow, I can't really do this tomorrow, but I'd be glad to do it. Like, if you give me 4 days notice or 2 days notice, I will put it in my schedule. So they finally went out, and we went out. He was on one team, I was on the other team, and as soon as we went out, he got me, in my pinky finger, but he got me, and he said, gotcha! He's just so glad to get his dad. And then I went home, and Josh proclaimed to Polly and said, Dad and I don't need counseling, we just need to go out and play paintball more.
Hi, my name is Cindy Ortegas, and I actually lost touch with Josh for a long time, but I used to be in charge of the women's ministries when we were down on 20th Street and Bethany Home Road. And anybody remember the fellowship hall in that building? It was a monkey puzzle. I had just finished teaching a Bible study or a prayer group or something, and I had come out of the room and walked into a room. And Josh was just kind of dancing. In fact, he was singing, la 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 la, And I was doing really good during the service until Highland